Thank you. Hello. We are going to talk about ballet today. Well, when you think about ballet, what comes to mind? Do you think about a ballerina on point in a tutu scurrying across the floor? Do you maybe think about a packed theater with lots of patrons, maybe from high society, an orchestra warming up, a curtain about to rise to a gigantic set? Maybe you think about Baryshnikov leaping in the air, doing 8 pirouettes, striving for perfection. When I was a little girl, I used to dance around the house. I'd force my parents to sit and watch me do all kinds of creative movement. I'd grab a scarf, I'd run around, the music, anything that was on. I loved dancing. I would even line up my stuffed animals. I was like, you've got to watch this. It's going to be great. And at the age of 10, I auditioned for the school of the Pennsylvania Ballet. I did not know what I was doing. I followed the girl in front of me. I followed her do a couple rond de jambes, and believe it or not, they took me into the school, and it was thrilling. I loved dancing. I loved studying classical ballet. I loved the athleticism. I loved the technique. I loved just the competition even, believe it or not. I loved my first point shoes and the blisters and the pain and stretching my legs to all ends of the earth, and it just really resonated with me. And at the age of 17, I packed my bags, I moved away from home, and I started my career as a professional ballet dancer. I was lucky to perform leading works by some of the best, most amazing choreographers of our time. George Balanchine, Jerome Robbins, Alvin Ailey, Agnes DeMille, Paul Taylor, amazing choreographers. It was such a privilege and honor, it really was. While in a professional ballet company, choreographers come in, and that actually was a real highlight for me. I loved being a part of new work. I loved the process of learning new ballets. I loved collaborating. There was something magical that happened when you brought artists together. So a crazy idea happened. A friend of mine, Matthew Neenan, who was in the Pennsylvania Ballet with me, we decided, hey, let's go start our own ballet company while we're in a ballet company. A little crazy, right? We did it. In 2005, we started Ballet X. We wanted to do something contemporary, something new. People have asked, why did you call it Ballet X? Well, we definitely didn't want to leave ballet. We love the classicism, we love the technique, we love the lines, but we wanted the X. The X was something all new. We wanted to experiment, explore, express. We wanted XXX, something completely new and different. So we thought, perfect, let's call it Ballet X. Let's keep it simple. Let's strive to make new work. Let's build a diverse company of dancers. Let's focus on ballet technique. And let's keep the point shoes on. So, these dancers. They're 10 beautiful dancers from all over the country, the world. They represent our world. We love them. They're unique because not only are they great physical, athletic dancers, but they're really expressive. They're able to articulate choreographers' voices. They're chameleons. When a choreographer comes into Ballet X, they're asked to create a new idea. So they become like paint in a moving piece of art, right? So a choreographer will come in, it'll be like a blank slate, and he'll say, okay, I want you to be red, dynamic. I want you to be green, and this piece of art is formed, and it's so exciting because these amazing choreographers from around the world who join us, we make new work at Ballet X. Typically, we'll do 6 to 8 world premieres. In 10 years, we've created 60 world premieres by 31 different choreographers. So we love the challenge of making something new because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what magic will come from finding out the new. Now, our audience at Ballet X is really, I think, exceptional. They're all so different. Everybody, generations come in to see a show. I didn't mention, but we're the resident dance company of the Wilma Theater, and we are based in Philadelphia. This audience is so unique because they sit in the seat, they basically get on a horse and go for a ride with us. They have no idea where we're going to land. but they're with us along the way. There's no expectations. They just want to go on a journey to something that may surprise them. And the beautiful thing is that they come to the theater in a traditional format, but then we take the ballet to them. We go to museums, we go to parks, we've been to hospitals, we've been to retirement communities. We want ballet to be accessible. We want people to think of it in a new and different way. So how can ballet be innovative? We strive to do that. Let's step back and think about full-length story ballets. Okay, so what comes to mind? The Nutcracker, dun 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 dun. I did it for 30 years. You think of maybe Sleeping Beauty, Giselle, Swan Lake. Ballet companies are trying to rethink this full-length ballet over and over again for centuries. How can we make Swan Lake new and different? I was even in a brand new Swan Lake years ago, and it was thrilling to do. But what we're striving at Ballet X to do is figure out new full-length stories, So recently, we've choreographed a ballet. I haven't choreographed it, but Matthew Neenan choreographed it, and composer Rosie Langerbier came together to create this ballet. What's different about this ballet? It's a true story. It's not a swan. It's something you can relate to. It's a story about a captain named Edwin Musick. He was the first pilot in 1938 to fly mail across the Pacific. He connected two worlds, the United States, New Zealand, and the islands, Hawaii. He was on the cover of Time magazine. He was a pioneer. And this ballet was a pioneer. It really was something unusual and different. The dance and the music came together. Again, it was original music composition. The musicians were on stage with the dancers. They were intertwined in the ballet. The dancers sang in the ballet. They also wore pointe shoes at certain times, ballet slippers, and bare feet. These dancers can do all that. Now, what was especially intriguing about this was that we had invented instruments that were on stage right down here. Some of the instruments look like a bowling ball, and some of the instruments look like this, a magniputer. And it was a pillbox with little ping pong balls going. Now, why all these invented instruments? This ballet was about this pilot flying over. The dancers became the airplane, if you can believe it. And this music simulated the sounds of the airplane. And when Matthew Neenan said to me, I want to do a ballet about this man, and it's going to have an airplane, and I was like, okay, let's go for it. Let's do it.
We're going to swing it into the new year with a brand
Here's
new
an example.
tune. This one's going out to the captain. It's called Currying a Happy Cowboy. You ready, boys? A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's hard for me to put into words, so it's better that you see it. So at the heart of what we're doing is trying to push ballet forward, be a voice for new work, be a place where people can come and see ballet and think of it in a new light, you know. And so now we have something special. We're going to show you a duet by choreographer Jorma Ello. This work was created on Ballet X a couple years ago. It's a bigger piece called Grand Partita, and we're just showing you a stripped-down version. We're not going to have live music. There's no sets. But what's special about this piece is you can really see the classical ballet lines in it, right? You're going to really see, you know, moments where you can, oh, she's a ballet dancer. But then you're going to see examples of really contemporary choices that he has made, the choreographer. You know, one moment struck me, and it's actually this, where he layered the dancers together. And when I walked in the studio and saw it for the first time, I was like, oh, I've never seen that. It looked like a beating heart. Two people coming together. When you see it, it's like a beating heart. And you know, it's those moments when I get goosebumps. I say this all the time when I'm at the Wilma. I get goosebumps. That's what we're looking to do, get goosebumps, touch you in new ways that you didn't think possible, and to touch the dancers and the choreographers, and to create a place where we can be innovative and think about ballet for the future. So please welcome Ballet X dancers Francesca Forcella, Gary Jeter,